Listen, y'all know me for my insightful takes on music, but there's a tiny subset of the population that only know me for my infamous, highly controversial TikTok videos. Yeah, I'm also on TikTok because I chase clout faster than Usain Bolt, and sometimes those TikToks find their sneaky way to YouTube because, you know, I also post them here for clout. I'm sure you guys know this series of videos by now where I compare two albums track by track to see which album has the better track list. You know, I'm not saying one album is objectively better than the other. All I'm doing is comparing the track list of these albums in chronological order to seeing which song is the better song. And I figured today, why not go through some of these old ancient videos and sort of give my new updated thoughts. And if you guys agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below. I encourage all forms of rational discussion. We're gonna go track by track to see which track on which album is the better track. Dark Fantasy versus Shireen. I love the eerie vibes from Shireen, but Dark Fantasy is one of the best intro tracks of all time. Gorgeous versus Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. I love both songs to death, but I'm going with Gorgeous. Power versus Backseat Freestyle. I gotta go with Power. Pause. Backseat Freestyle is an amazing song. It has one of the best beats on GKMC, but Power is a perfect song, okay? All of the Lights versus The Art of Peer Pressure. All of the Lights is a lot of fun, but no question, this one's easily The Art of Peer Pressure. Okay, I saw some hate for this one, but again, it's clearly The Art of Peer Pressure, one of Kendrick's best storytelling tracks. All of the Lights is a great song. I do love it, but it's mid to bottom tier on Dark Fantasy. That's just facts. Monster versus Money Trees. Nicki Minaj might have the more iconic feature out of these two songs, but Money Trees is the more iconic track. So Appalled versus Poetic Justice. So Appalled is a great song, but Poetic Justice has so much more replay value for me. Next we have Devil in a New Dress versus Good Kid. Listen, I want to stress both these songs are top 10 in Kanye and Kendrick's discographies, but I'd be sent down to hell by God himself if I didn't choose Devil in a New Dress. Then we have Runaway versus M.A.A.d City. Listen, M.A.A.d City is a 10, but I gotta go with Runaway. This was the hardest choice to make, but Runaway is Kanye's best song, so while it was a hard choice to let go of M.A.A.d City, it was also very easy to choose Runaway. Hell of a Life versus Swimming Pools. This one's definitely controversial, but I'm going with Hell of a Life. Hell of a Life is a better song than Swimming Pools. Yeah, I said it. Blame Game versus Sing About Me. I'm dying of thirst. I'm sorry, Blame Game, you stand zero chance. Any sane person would choose Sing About Me. Facts. Lost in the World versus Real. I'm going with the epic Lost in the World. And for the outro tracks, I went with Kendrick and Dr. Dre's Compton. That's a total of 7 points for Kanye and 5 points for Kendrick. We Don't Care versus Wesley's Theory. Two stellar intro tracks, but We Don't Care is my second favorite Kanye song, so yeah. Listen, Wesley's Theory is a perfect song, and musically you could say it's the better intro out of the two, but I've listened to We Don't Care hundreds of times. Graduation versus For Free. Both are more interlude type tracks, but the energy on For Free is unbelievably insane. All Falls Down versus King Kunta. Again, two of my favorites from their respective albums, but I'm going with King Kunta here. Yes, All Falls Down is flawless, but much like Wesley's Theory, it's just the other way around. King Kunta is one of my personal favorite Kendrick songs ever, and then I chose Institutionalized over I'll Fly Away. Spaceship versus These Walls. I had to go with the classic song Spaceship. Actually, now that I look back at it, I'm sort of leaning towards These Walls, but I love both songs equally. Speaking of classics, we got two right here. Jesus Walks versus You. I went with Jesus Walks. Another painfully difficult choice, much like Runaway versus M.A.A.d City. Ultimately, I still choose Jesus Walks by a hair. Never Let Me Down versus Alright. Never Let Me Down is beautiful, but Alright transcends music. One of the most important songs of the past decade. Get 'Em High versus For Sale. I love Kanye's braggadocious rapping on Get 'Em High, but I had to go with For Sale. The New Workout Plan versus Mama. I went with Mama. Slow Jams versus Hood Politics. Hood Politics is a great song, but it's easily Slow Jams for me. Breathe In, Breathe Out versus How Much a Dollar Cost. No competition here. How Much a Dollar Cost is one of the best storytelling songs of all time. As much as I love Complexion, I had to go with School Spirit. Now this one I low-key messed up. I don't know what type of LSD I was ingesting, but whatever it was, it turned me into a dummy because Complexion is a better song than School Spirit. Even though both tracks are great. Two Words versus The Blacker the Berry, another intense, immense matchup. I'm gonna go with Blacker the Berry. Through the Wire versus You Ain't Gotta Lie, this one's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Through the Wire. Family Business versus I love the positive message on I, but Family Business is gorgeous. Last Call versus Mortal Man, these are two extended, mind-blowing, and poetic outro tracks, but I had to go with Mortal Man. Again, two of the best outro tracks arguably in any rap album, and both very similar too. I still think Mortal Man is slightly better, but Last Call definitely has more replay value. That leaves us with 7 points for Kanye and 9 points for Kendrick. Ultralight Beam and Keep the Family Close are both godly intros, but come on, had to go with Ultralight Beam. Then we have Father, Stretch These Hands, Part 1 versus 9. I actually really enjoy both songs, but I have to go with Part 1. Part 2 versus You With Me, I'm actually going with You With Me. Famous versus Feel No Ways, I love Famous a lot, but Feel No Ways is top 5 Drake songs of all time for me. Actually, hold up, while Feel No Ways is phenomenal, it's the best song on Views, I'm gonna change my mind here and choose Famous. I was playing the song the other day and damn, this shit slapping, bruh. Feedback versus Hype, I'm going with Hype on this one. Then I chose Western Road Flows over Lowlights. Highlights versus Redemptions, I'm going with Highlights. I Enjoy With You, but Freestyle 4 is the freaky Kanye that I love to hear. Next we have I Love Kanye versus Faithful, I'm going with Faithful. I understand the criticism that you shouldn't put skits up against actual songs, and yeah, that does make sense, but I didn't want to leave any songs out of the track list. Waves versus Still Here. Still Here is an enjoyable banger, but Waves goes so much harder. FML has some amazing singing, but Controlla has those superior island vibes. I actually think One Dance is a really fun, overhated Drake song, but Real Friends is easily the better, more emotional, and engaging track. Wolves versus Grammys, I have to go with Wolves. Frank's track versus Child's Play. Child's Play is an actual song, so yeah. Silver Surfer, Intermission, and Pop Style. Again, Pop Style is an actual song, but it's also top 5 on Views. Again, putting the Silver Surfer Intermission against Pop Style is pretty unfair, but what are you gonna do? Tell on me. 30 Hours versus Too Good. I'm not huge on both these tracks, but I'd say 30 Hours is the better song. No More Parties in LA versus Summer's Over interlude. No More Parties has Kanye, Kendrick, and M.A.A.d. You'd be clinically insane not to choose this one. Facts versus Fire and Desire. Gotta go with the hard-hitting banger Facts. Fade versus Views, I'm actually going with the soulful, rap-heavy Views. And finally, Saint Pablo versus Hotline Bling. Saint Pablo is one of the best outro tracks of all time. And that leaves us with 11 points for Kanye and 9 points for Drake. Yeah, you might think, oh wow, the score's pretty even. I guess you must like both albums pretty equally. Nope. I like The Life of Pablo a lot more than Views, even if Views is still pretty good. First, we have 3 excellent intro tracks. I Thought About Killing You versus Feel the Love versus If You Know, You Know. I have to go with Pusha T's If You Know, You Know. The beat goes so hard, and Pusha T's confidence is through the roof. Next, we have Yikes versus Fire versus The Games We Play. This one's a toss-up between Yikes and The Games We Play. I'm gonna go with Yikes. I love both Yikes and The Games We Play equally, but I still probably choose Yikes by a hair. All Mine versus Fourth Dimension versus Hard Piano. I like Hard Piano, and All Mine is hilarious, but I'm easily going with Fourth Dimension. Wouldn't Leave, Free, and Comeback Baby. I love the sampled chorus on Comeback Baby and the emotional vulnerability on Wouldn't Leave, but bro, Free is on another planet. Then we get No Mistakes versus Reborn versus Santeria, and yeah, this one's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Reborn is an absolute masterpiece. Listen, No Mistakes and Santeria are great songs, but compared to Reborn, there's no way, and you're out of your mind if you choose the other two. Ghost Town versus KSG versus What Would Meek Do. I love Kanye's verse on KSG, but that one's going out first. What Would Meek Do is top 3 on Daytona, but at the end of the day, we're talking about Ghost Town here, one of Kanye's most powerful and cathartic songs. And finally, the outros, Violent Crimes versus Cuddy Montage versus Infrared. I like Infrared a lot, and even though Violent Crimes is a beautiful outro track, I have to go with Cuddy Montage. And that leaves us with 1 point for Daytona, 2 points for Ye, and 4 points for KSG. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed my updated thoughts on some of these ancient fossilized opinions. As always, stay hydrated, eat your goddamn veggies. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out.